GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand, presents Galata Plus at the Berlin Film Festival 2024.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Hi Subarna, congratulations on The Girl Who Lived in a Loo being selected for screening at the Berlinale. It's an animation short film, and that's what you studied. What made you say, I want to study animation?
I've been drawing since I was a toddler. So when I grew up and I figured out drawings can move, so I thought this is perfect for me. So that's how I got into animation. Filmmaking was kind of coincidental. I joined animation and then I realized I have to make my own films, and then I got into animation filmmaking. Yeah.
Right. How, being based out of India, how easy or tough is it to make animation films?
It's a little tough. There are not as many schools, I think. Also, coming from a film school, there's a lot of, I don't know, importance given to live action. Animation, yeah, it's a little tougher. But yeah, I think nowadays there are a lot of like budding animators who are doing really good work. So now it's getting out there.
Right. No, what I mean is, supposing I'm an animation artist and I want to make a film, how do I go about sourcing funds and things like that?
This was a film school project and we got budget for it. So our producer was our film school, and so we didn't really have to get funding from outside. Everything was taken care of, equipments and space. So about that, no, not really sure I know properly because
Okay.
I'm still in film school
Right, right. And when do you graduate?
this year.
Nice. It's nice to have a film out there in a film festival before you graduate. That's beautiful. So, what is the germ of the idea of a girl who loves loos, who loves bathrooms, who says, "I want a house where every room is a bathroom"?
Uh, I mean, spoiler alert, it's about me. So I grew up like loving bathrooms because I grew up with a lot of social anxiety, and that's where I thought I found my peace at. I found the outside world too chaotic, and inside I found peace and harmony, and where I could actually think. And that's how I came up with the concept like, what if it's a little bit exaggerated. I was not always in the loop. But yeah, that's how I came up with the idea, like a girl who's writing a love letter of sorts to her uh, best friend.
And I think one of the lines that I really liked in the movie was the fact that the girl says that it's almost like a relationship. The fact that like people have relationships with people, she has a relationship with the bathroom.
Yeah.
Tell me a little about that.
Yeah, it's something like so this girl also struggles with loneliness. She hasn't really been able to connect with someone because of her anxiety. And but the loo is where she feels connected, that the loo understands her. She talks to the loo. Basically, she talks to herself to find clarity, to process her feelings. And she feels like there's someone listening to her, someone's there for her. No matter where she goes, there's always a loo. In public spaces, private spaces, someone else's house, there's always someone to fall back on. And that's the loo for her. That's not a human being, but it's the loo. So that's how she develops a sort of a relationship, and that relationship kind of evolves and changes over the years as she grows up.
Right.
So,
But you just talked about public spaces, but
Yeah.
there's also you make the difference between public loos and private loos
Yeah.
in this film. What's the difference?
It's harder. You can't stay there for longer. People will wait outside. So there's a little bit of anxiety in public loos because also there's a hygiene problem,
Yeah.
and also the fact that I cannot stay here all day. So yeah, that was the
Right. This feels almost like a therapy session where you kind of, that's the movie. The movie
Yeah.
almost feels like an act of therapy or exorcism. Like
Yeah.
that, this is,
Yeah,
I'm putting.
that's why I made it. It was like therapeutic for me to make the film.
Right, right. So, one beautiful little aside in the film is the observation that the girl makes about lizards. The fact that why are they there? I mean, what are they doing? Like why are they always staring?
Yeah.
I think sometimes you think something, but when you hear it articulated by somebody else, you're like, oh my God, that's right, right. That was that moment for me because I've always wondered, like, I was even very uncomfortable around lizards
Yeah.
in the sense of like beady eyes.
Yeah.
They're just
Yeah.
like on the walls. You never know if
Yeah.
they're going to fall or what. Why are you looking
Yeah.
at me? Kind of, why can't you just go away somewhere
Yeah.
else? That little aside. Just tell me how that worked itself into the script.
Don't know. I've always had really strong feelings towards lizards. Like I did not like them since I was growing up, and they're everywhere. Like at least back here, I don't see them. But back in India, I mean that they're just there, and it's. They look very judgmental, like the way they stare at you, like they can look into your soul. I always like grew up thinking, why, why, like, and that's how I used to find lizards a lot in washrooms for some reason near the exhaust fans and I just wonder why are you here? Like I am here. This is my space. It's like someone's intruding, and yeah, and they're staring. They're not even minding their own business. They're just looking at you. So that's creepy. So
Yeah, yeah. They're there's this line that says they're conserving all their energy for the next
pray.
prey
Yeah.
to go after the next prey. So till then they're just like sitting and
Yeah.
staring at you,
Yeah.
and you feel that probably that they're staring at you
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're not the only person in the loo.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. The thing is, we're laughing as we talk about it because there's the film has been done, but how much of it is a real emotional thing for you?
It was hard as a child, not being able to connect to anyone, not being able to make friends, and I think I grew up and I did okay. I gradually like I came out of it. Like a lot of times, my anxiety told me that this is the end of the world. This is it. You can't like I don't know. It can't get worse than this. But like as I grew up, I understood. Okay, nothing is the end of the world. Like you're fine. You're surviving. You're sustaining. It is okay. So I think. At this point I made this film because I feel like I'm doing much better and I've made wonderful friends and I can actually talk to people and I've these going to these festivals have helped a lot also, sharing ideas and so right now I think it was nice. It was the whole therapeutic thing. I made it and like I processed these feelings that I had as a child and I would like to go back in time and like tell myself, oh yes, it's gonna be okay. Back then it felt like a lot, but now I've met some audience recently. Yesterday, some girls came up to me and told me, oh, I wish I saw this when I was younger, and that was really emotional and special for me. And a lot of younger children came and they told me how much they like it and they relate to it, and I feel like that's nice that someone can watch this and feel like they're not alone and it gets better. It's okay. So that is
Lovely,
nice. Yeah.
lovely. So you've had a lot of interactions with youngsters because
Yeah.
the generation is a
Yeah.
category that kind of caters to the younger people. It's also a category that is, I think, evaluated by younger people. Their judges
Yeah,
are
there's
going.
a
There's a judge of
there's a 14 plus jury. Yeah,
jury,
yeah.
right? And what has the feedback been there? Has there been any?
It's been great. Like people have been coming and telling me they're relating to it. I didn't think it was. I was afraid I'll sound crazy if I make this film, but it wasn't like this. People have been relating, and someone yesterday only told me, "Oh, you know what? When I heard all the rooms in the house should be a bathroom, I thought, how come I didn't think of this? That's such a perfect idea." And so, which was weird because I thought it's a weird line, but people are saying, yeah, that's relatable. And so that's been really special and nice, the fact that people are relating and no matter what country they're from, they're understanding. And yeah, that was nice, the feedback.
Right. Now, tell me about the style. Let's talk a bit about the style of animation, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a kind of a little girl scratch drawing kind of a thing. It works beautifully because it's not, for the lack of a better word, perfect. It's
Yeah.
not like
Yeah.
one Pixar kind of thing where everything is like almost perfect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And that imperfection is what gives the movie that lovely accompaniment to the fact that this girl is not like perfect herself. How did you decide that this was the way this animation was going to be?
Well, the style is personally I've always liked more imperfect art. I was never into very polished clear lines, and that's how I draw myself also. And this I thought works well because there's a lot of movement in the film. Like there are constant moving lines in the film. It's because the kid is anxious, and I feel like that I wanted to reflect in the visuals. Like whenever she got too anxious, it was everything was moving at the same time, and it was too I don't know, yeah, there was a lot of boiling movement in the film.
Chaos.
Yeah,
You-
chaotic.
Yeah.
And even with the colors, like when she's like reaching peak anxiety, it's very pink, and when she's not, it's calm and little beige, and it's calming, but it's also boring beige. So that was the choice for the colors as well. But yeah, like the lines and everything, it was to give that sense of anxiety and chaos inside her brain. Like, of course, the real world is not like that, but in her brain, it looks like that. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was
So it's like a kind of a projected imagination
Yeah.
of a chaotic mind,
Yeah.
of a mind not at peace, rather.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
thing.
the
So
thing,
that's
yeah.
the thing. But in your other films, which I have not seen, there are different styles of animation.
A little different, yeah. The previous one was a little stop motion, and the one before that, yeah, a little different than this. This had a lot of movement in lines, I think.
Right,
Yeah.
right. This is a 12-minute short. How long did it take to animate?
To animate 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah.
And to write?
Means I started before COVID, but then I took breaks. If you have to calculate, maybe 6 months to write and do pre-production.
Okay. What does pre-production and animation consist of?
Basically, you do storyboarding, concept art, like what the film is going to look like, and a little bit of animation, how it's gonna do. You have to do a timing, like if it's a 12-minute film, you have to storyboard it, then make an elaborate storyboard and time it. This is how the animation is gonna go, and yeah, backgrounds, colors, this and that. A little
Right.
bit.
But I'm not quite understanding the concept of a storyboard, because a storyboard is basically a drawing of what is going to be there,
Yeah.
but that's also a drawing. So why do you need the storyboard in the middle?
Uh, because you write the script and then you do shot division and then you imagine the shot, this is what it's going to look like, and put it in a box. So when you animate it, it's easier for you to follow. You don't miss out on anything, and
Right.
it's
Right.
like a layout plan of sorts.
And the process of animation itself, is it is it hand drawn? Is it computer generated?
Yeah,
What is it?
it was hand drawn, but on a software and a computer. Like it's like drawing, but on screen,
Right.
not on paper.
Right.
That's the difference.
That's something. So, well, thank you for the film, and it's a lovely, calming. I think a lot of people are with anxiety issues are going to identify with this social anxiety issues, because I think the loo is basically a metaphor for a safe space.
Yeah.
And like even I may not look at the loo as a safe space. There'll be some space. It could be my room. It could be something else where you kind of you can lock yourself up
Yeah.
and be alone and kind of process whatever it is you have to process without kind of a thing. So the other thing that you also bring about in this film is that how it's not only the outside world, but how even your own family can be a little overbearing,
Yeah.
and you can have anxiety even with people who say things like, "Oh, you're too fat," or you're too whatever. Like you've been eating a lot of junk food or whatever it is. So that's another thing that I guess I guess it's quite brave to kind of put it all out there for people, and I think that's one of the reasons people are identifying so much with it, the kids especially. So yeah, thank you for this.
Thank you.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand, presents Galata Plus at the Berlin Film Festival 2024.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.